Hello everyone, and welcome to this stream. Today is going to be just a one-man army here, your lovely Sebastian Rossi, and we are here with the tracc.eu. Wait, I just realized this song. The Track GT, the sixth race of the TGT Championship. Welcome to track of, as I said before, I'm Sebastian Rossi, and that is when I'm kinda nervous, I think it's noticeable. Anyways, before going in, oh, yeah, you can see the background, and I'm going to show the standings. Uh, okay, okay, there it is. There's the right button. I'm going to just show the standings. Then we have imposed Misha Stubb now with the AMR the advantage, leading the championships, including drop rounds with 83 points. Then we have right behind them Andre Patek leading Nexus RCF with 70 points, and Castellana in P2 with 58, following then Edward Koshnian, then Sasha Dekov, Leon Curran, Albert George, Tina Arsesux, and rounding up the top 10, Isaac Ambras. Let's go with the AM standings. Top 3, Zay Sedi with 83 points, including drop rounds, and we have T. Smith with 76, again including drop rounds, and Enzo Moribergen with 56, Rob Brands, Jan Brown, Gary Slater, and rounding out the top 10, we have Jan Paul, Franciszek Pusha, Stanky P, and Womar Mustafa. And let's go with the teams. We have Oreo Racing with Daniel Castellano leading the championships with 103 points in rounds. And we have Oreo Blancos with 93. And we have the Takeu Racing teams with 60. Tied with Grip Runners Racing with 60, again in rounds. Then Oreo Panos Sabrina right behind them with 59. Power Drive Racing with 57. And Technoburst Racing with 35. Average Motorsport with 31. And OPR with Phoenix in last place with 0 points. Also, we should be almost including. If you see the HUD like that, I forgot which hotkey. So, if anyone in chat can thank me, I would really appreciate it because I genuinely forgot and I don't remember what button it is. Here I talk to you, we are professional broadcasters, but sometimes, if we are not used to stuff like that, stuff can happen. So, yes, any help from it. Anyways, you can see that the track is greasy. Have some rain here. Isaac Ambras right there. Hello, Flick. Yeah, Flicky, do you know how to issue the because I genuinely forgot how to do it. And it's kind of embarrassing. Yeah. If anyone knows how to do it, I would really appreciate it. Anyways, back to the track. As you can see, it is crazy, so not quite forced leaks, but your wet tires are still going to suffer. It is still not perfect for wet tires. Our temperature is between 10 degrees with temperature in 26, no wind, and as you can see, we have rain for all sessions. Here for practice, we have rain, and we have rain for qualifying, and rain for race as well. Yeah. How to? I really appreciate it. I actually got button. I need to click like remove the HUD here. I would like it to be removed, but I forgot which button it is. Yeah, I genuinely forgot, and I cannot remember of me. I know that it's not one of the F keys. Oh yeah, and also, practice is over, and the drivers will have to go. Well, the server is qualifying real soon. We have Liam Curran in P1 with 149.012, followed by Andrei Patek, Asa Camras, and Daniel Castellana. Then Marcel Sux, they say the P6 overall, being first of the AMs. Looks like Wayne. Quite a lot of chaos, I have to say. Even though Liam Curran, being the P1 in the standings, is still P1 there as well. Good for them, good for the Lamborghini driver. Also, HUD. By a bunch of random buttons. That work. Because I know that F7 is the camera and I think other cameras. You can see here, I genuinely just find what any. I don't know. Apologies, but it's just your broadcaster today. Anyways,
green line.
trying to go in qualifying as well. The game drivers go first, or if this is for speed. I guess we are going to, as they say, the driver go on track on the Oreo NSX and oh dear. I genuinely don't know how. I'm sorry for the not optimal. Just not used to broadcast. Oh, that's a bit of a slide from this right there. And well, I guess that wet conditions are catching our drivers a little bit off guard, and it looks like it is AM's going out first, with the was going out later. Very interesting. And let me see. But anyways, this city driver on the top right now. Let's see all the other AM drivers that are right now here. Very wet what his plan. He's made the American already trying their hand here with the BMW. But I'm not too sure how the BMW will behave here. But however, I trust that it is actually better. Then we have Brems here, then Nelson. Okay, so if anyone is knowledgeable about how to HUD and like the names above the drivers, these I will really appreciate. Because your broadcaster not used to broadcast ACC, I usually just do commentary. So this is kinda new for me. So any help is welcome. Anyways, we have our drivers done their lap times, and I think they say the done their lap time. Right here is approaching bus stop. Let's see, where is the driver going to take? Ooh, quite late. Takes the curves nice and easy. And that's a little bit of a slider with the NSX and able to actually survive here in the wet. I wouldn't say easily, but like, it'd be so much worse. They say they're really showing that they are here one thing only, and that is spin, and doesn't look like they're holding anything back. So let's see now the interior, how this driver is struggling. Yeah, so many brake correctors here. They say it is 1000% struggling in I mean, I can't really blame them. It would be difficult for anyone to try and keep the grip here, and it's wet conditions is scary for a very good kinda dropping. I remember the last race that I did. ACC in wet. It was the BMW racer on the top 5. Accidentally went straight and killed another guy. That was funny. Anyways, let's look at the last corner that Zaysen is taking. Nice and easy. Not slow, but not fast enough either, which is a good thing here in the wet, with Zaysen setting the first cooling lap in a 152.820. Good job from our Oreo driver. Would expect other drivers to come close. Team Smith 1.4 seconds behind. Then we have Brem's about to cross the finish line. P2 with 150.70. I think that is Diane Brownie, and being the last one temporarily of the field with a 156 points. Well, our drivers seem to be able to us I want to say surprisingly, but quite easy. Not many. It's a very Bergen as well. Are in P4 temporarily with one. I think that Gary Slater is going to be next driver or put car and set a qualifying time with it. So it is going to be what this driver is. I mean, we know that Bodyman, by being on the Aston Martin, has shown time and time again that driver. Let's there's enough time. Oh, 150.25. For the time being, at the bottom of the standings, Essie Thomas will also see exiting the pit win and starting the qualifying and it the rest of the. Anyways, let's look at the rest of the. With Brem's actually quite a lot. Their delta is right now 6 tenths, 5.5 tenths. As they seem to be a little bit here, exiting section. Now, the exit are a little bit, yeah, the gap is still 5.5 tenths. Brem's is going to improve their lap time, but I'm not sure by how much. As I think that we're going to see Team Smith first. HP2, Brem's going to set a good lap time good enough to snatch it back. No, doesn't look like it. Team Smith, for the time being, put the car in. Then we have Ian Brown improving again, but not quite enough to snatch P4 from Murray Bergen, placing themselves half a second behind. And have Lady is right here, the temporary post improving a little bit with the delta of 2 tenths. So good job from the Oreo NSX driver. This meet also unlocked the delta. Is a bit of improvement. Oh, they're losing so much outside of that corner, and delta is barely in the positive. Half a tenth, and yeah, you know, being to negatives. Looks like good exits, I have to say, from it, but it's not going to be a big improvement from them. On them. So will be interesting what is going to happen later. Gary Slater, speaking of things happening later, moving and snatching P5 from town, also spotted I have Bergen. Not Bergen. Who was it? I actually don't know who it was. Anyways, we are going to see now they say their lap 3.5 tenths, green on their delta, and so we are going to have the NSX driver finishing in 152.495, even better than my prediction. They say it, really showing that they're not really NAM, they are slightly above the rest of the AM fleet, as Team Smith is still quite behind. Has improved, but he's still 8 tenths behind. Like, that is a dominant performance from Zay Sadie. Very, very impressive. Next on the field, we have Henry Bergen, which is going to finish their lap pretty soon. It is a little bit green on their delta, but that doesn't enough for. And yeah, that was a tiny improvement lap times wise, but the position is still the same. Oh, that's track limits. Lap invalidated. That is a shame. I'm actually going to go back to the city because holy moly, this driver is flying. Delta is now 7 tenths in green. The Oreo team is really having a pretty strong performance here with this city. Really showing everyone that there is no competition. This driver is the competition to themselves. I feel like the race might be hot lapping for them. So, if anything, they might actually find themselves fighting a lot of pros. They lost quite a lot here. They've lost quite a lot. The delta is halved. So, apologies for. Okay, there is a little bit of an improvement now. Gaining a tenth, gaining 2. Going back to where the delta was before, 7 tenths. They City should finish with a 51.8. Now we have T-Smith right behind. About to finish their lap time. That's to improve lap times wise, but not position wise. Now we're now having Ian Brown, which is 1 second faster. 1 second faster won't put them in P5 right behind 4 of Marie Bergen. Let's see, that is to be a 154.280 for Ian Brown. As now Gary Slater will be the last of the AMs that get to finish their qualifying run. I don't think they're going to be their position, as right now they're still 2 tenths behind. 3 tenths behind. 3 tenths up of their best lap times. So, okay, the delta is standing green by 4 tenths, but still 4 tenths is not going to be enough. You can get like 2 seconds behind P1, sure, but like P5, half seconds behind P1. You really need to put quite a lot here if you want to get a better position, and doesn't look like Gary Slater is that. We are now seeing the Briton coming onto the final straight, a little bit slidey there. Delta is decreasing, oh, the delta is decreasing, and that was not an improvement. In qualifying for Gary Slater is now over, with Ezzy Thomas not being able to set a lap time. All their laps were invalidated for Ezzy Thomas, as they're now returning back to the lane. That is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Anyways, not as good. Yes, I know Zul. I actually don't know how to remove it. So, if you know how to remove it, I would really appreciate it. Because I'm right here. I've pressed a bunch of buttons. It can go away. So, know how to do that. I would really appreciate it. I think this will. Anyways, let's look at the goals here. Isa Campus being the under time lap. Their time lap. Oh. Marylander, I mean, it's pretty close to home. As in York is just 2 kilometers north from. That was not Washington. Maryland. I even say that the Marylander, of course. I mean, where is the Marylander supposed to be from? Delaware? No, of course the Marylander is from Maryland. Yes, the Marylander right here, trying to taste the water, literally, because this track is very wet. Tasting the water, testing the waters, and testing also their car. It looks like they're doing pretty well. Of course, we don't have a delta for the lap times. We also don't have a lap time yet. As, however, we do see another very many that is right behind, that being Marcel Zuck. Marcel Zuck right behind, and kinda scary. Marcel Zuck can be kinda scary. Especially as we're probably going to see a Mercedes or Mercedes Auto. Marcel Zuck, I would like to remind people being here for the first time for Continental Circus, and then being basically a fixture of our GT3 championships here on ACC. However, let's go back to Isaac Ambras, which is going to be the first driver in Pro to set a lap time, and that is going to be a 151.552. putting February itself in the lead. Marcel Zooks quite behind with around 52.915. Albert George, Charles Byrne also setting the lap time. Who else? Sashodekov with the... I mean, that is a lovely livery! That is not a lovely line though. Sashodekov losing a bunch of time with the slide, however. Andrei Batek, Lexus, puts the car into the pole. 150.795. Not bad. I have to say that is not bad at all. Absolutely amazing. And any answer about how to remove this HUD? I've been asking I don't know how many people, but like no one is answering. Oh, also Ian Curran, I did not notice them, but they were able to put the car into P2. Very nice. And the Delta is actually pretty green. 3/10 on their fastest lap time, 4/10 now at the bus stop. Ian Curran is actually flying right now. Not shabby at all. So 3.5 tenths, so this guy is literally flying and improving. Would that be enough to, however, dethrone Andrei Batek from P1? It might actually be as Andrei Batek, okay, letting Ian Curran by. And they did not impede the Kiwi on the Lamborghini. However, looks like they lost quite a lot of time there at that corner. The gap is now 3.5. Not the greatest, but to still be enough for an improvement. And from there on, our local Kiwi driver on. Actually, our local, not really our local Lamborghini driver, we also have Ian Brown Lamborghini. But see, that is going to be an improvement that could lay the foundation, actually, setting a lap time that could catapult driver into pole position. However, maybe they might get the pole position right here and now. No, 7 milliseconds behind pole position. Ian Curran will have to improve upon their lap time yet again here. Try and snatch P1, however, Andrei Batek saying right now, you can play this game, my guy. And looks like Andrei Batek is on that Lexus, that indeed you can do that. And as their Delta is now in the green, I would actually like to go to Charles Byrne, is improving as well. Their Delta is now almost half a second in the green, and that's that. Okay, I am not going to ask why Deco's livery is on Byrne. Anyways, that is a big improvement right here. 6 tenths, almost 8. Exiting here the boot. Charles Byrne on the Godzilla is really showing us that they can put the car into P5 in class. It's not just a matter of letting lap time not actually do any stupid mistake here at the end. Oh, looks like they... Oh, wait a second, Albert George, apparently there was a little bit of a speed there. Yellow flags for a moment. Anyways, let's go back to Charles Byrne. Putting the car in P5 in class, still behind Zayt. Also, I spotted behind the silhouette of Sashodekov. PTR, putting the car in P6 in class. 152.365. Oh yeah, true, Helsi. There have been less drivers than expected on Tuesday. As Ian Curran, I forgot what pushed the car into P1 with 150.345, but Andrei Batek responds almost immediately. 150.207. The Slovak is really not shying away from answering with an amazing time, but also Ian Curran, the Delta is now 2 tenths. Those guys are really going to duke it out, and they're not going to pull any punches. These two guys will absolutely shred. We also have Charles Byrne, which seems to have had a couple of corners. The Delta is now in the red, almost 3 tenths. That is not ideal. That is not what British driver wants to be, as Andrei Patek invalidated the lap time. Andrei Patek has invalidated the lap time as their delta was in the green, which means they are now exposed to Liam Curran potentially assaulting P1 like as if it was a castle. Just still having issues with their car, as the delta is now very high. I feel like they're just trying to slow down, get a composure, and then just blast it for the next lap. As they're now to the start finish line, it's not going to be an improvement, as we are now going to be then launching for another lap. Same is going to go for Sasha Dekov right behind. However, Daniel Castellana in the Ferrari 296 is going to put the car. Oh, before. Apologies for the hype. Anyways, Liam Curran has put the car back into P1. Liam Curran wants this pole position, wants to start the race as in the best place possible. So, Curran really showing that they are the person to be today. Time has run out. Our drivers are going to be allowed to just complete one lap. First burner is set back to the qualifying is now over. Let me see ahead in the lap. Isaac Ambras is. Oh, but watch out because the delta does not proceed. Isaac Ambras is pretty much on par with their lap time. Doesn't look like they're going to improve. They're just slightly ahead on their delta. That is not great, not awful either. But looks like they're really struggling here with Kane to actually find some time to put it between himself and Daniel Castellana. However, they have like a tent right now here in the last corner. Isaac Ambras, the Marylander, is going to improve ever so slightly on their lap time, and that might be just enough to retain the position on Daniel Castellana right behind. However, before Daniel Castellana, we have Sasha Dekov here, also improving by a tenth. Which, oh, is it a tenth? Yes, it is a tenth. Which means the driver might put it there ahead of the rider of the ringer, which they do right now. What is this here? Oh, but I'm losing. There are some happening right now. Out of drivers are improving. Andrei Patek, is he going to improve? No, that is going to be P2. So we have Liam Curran in P1, Andrei Patek P2, Daniel Castellana in give me a second. It's just a little bit. Anyways, now we have the starting grid. Liam Curran in P1 with the Lamborghini, followed by Andrei Patek in P2. Very close behind in qualifying. Then we have Daniel Castellana putting the Ferrari 296 in P3, followed by the Marylander Isaac Ambras. And we have Albert George closing the top 5 in the Pro class, followed by Marcel Zux right behind their rival Isaac Ambras there. And we have Zay Sadi, the top of the AM grid, really showing that they probably belong to Pro. Then we have the two Godzillas, Charles Byrne and Sasha Dekov, really showing us that the car seems to struggle a little bit. Then we have the rider, the ringer, right here. I hope the best for them, but I'm not too sure how well the rider can do. Then we have the AMs, Tim Smith ahead of Brands, I forgot, sorry. Then we have Rick Bergen ahead of Liam Brown, and closing the grid, Gary Slater ahead of Essie Thomas. Very nice. Our drivers, there are 316 of them on the grid, and I'm 1000% expecting to actually provide us a very good spectacle.
30 seconds.
As you heard, we have 30 seconds left before the session will start for the race.
20 seconds.
So again, if someone knows how to remove HUD here, I would really appreciate it because I don't. Sorry.
10 seconds.
I cannot do that to race control. I just need Well, anyways, so this session should start really quickly. Let's just heading calm with Bianca actually starting the formation lap. It's going to be interesting to see drivers trying to hit tires. It's going to be very wet, going to be very slidey, very muddy. Not ideal for our drivers as conditions will be optimal. Anyone in chat having their predictions about what they are going to be and what will. I would expect this top 2 to actually provide us an amazing spectacle, as they've shown in qualifying that they are very close. Right behind them we have Daniel Castellana and Isaac Carras also close as well during qualifying, and expect them to showcase us a great race. However, Albert George and Marcel Sux, historically they've proven to be very fast drivers that could compete for a podium spot, so I will not be surprised if we were to see them in the battle right there. They say the wild card in Profit. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see, as they might be a bit of a bottleneck for the pro cars behind, or they might prove to be strong in the pro class and thus potentially earn a promotion next season. And we are following then Charles Byrne, Sasha Dekov, and Gera? Mike? Anyways, the Pikachu writer driver. These three, I don't know what to expect from them here in pro field, but one thing I can tell you for sure, it is going to wait. I feel like I might have got an answer. Okay, thank you, Sound. I do have an answer, however, please wait while I am just quickly rejoining the server. So yeah, anyways, thank you, Sound. I really appreciate it, as we are now back. Apologies for that. Okay, there we are. I cannot return to the garage. I cannot. Okay, so we have a problem. Return to garage isn't here. So I genuinely press it, and that's a problem. Okay, Sound, if you're still there, what to do? Because I want to provide a broadcast, but I don't know what to do. I'm truly sorry. It's just press drive. Okay, I did. But now I don't have an option to control race control and go. It's ignoring. I'm giving it. That is fun. I do apologize. I'm pressing drive. Look, here is drive. I'm pressing it. Okay, I guess that we're going in. Apologies for like. I need to.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Okay, anyways, here we are. I'll wait green. It's going to be interesting to see on this position in pro class. Seems to be. Okay. It looks like F. Okay. Okay. Never mind. Okay, there we go. That should be good. Apologies for making well, okay, I seem to have been able to regain control of quite a lot of things and just So in case anyone knows how to change... Okay, do you guys know how to change drivers now? Because right now I'm stuck on Isa Campras, which... I mean, he's my friend, a very good teammate of mine as well, but I don't know how to like look at more stuff, as I saw that the GTRs absolutely gored the rest of the field right ahead of them, as Mercedes is now in a GTR sandwich, as that is kind of a scary sight, as they are now heading towards the end of the field. It doesn't seem that Mercedes is going to be able to actually improve. Yeah, I guess they were going to be stuck here as Albert George and Zesedi are actually... Let me change driver. I'm sorry. I'm currently stuck in a second. As we did see right behind, Zesedi fighting with Albert George for their life. As oh, they just... Okay, never mind. I'm not going to get there. Anyways, it seems that the positions have settled in complete. As we are now seeing the top 7 class actually going on. Okay, I can now change drivers. As we're now getting some troubleshooting right here live, so I would like to say thank you, Seong, as now we are seeing quite a bit of a hefty battle here between Albert George and Uze Sedi, also going a little bit rowdy on Team Pit, also Marie Bergen on Iringer. That is interesting, as these drivers are actually... I don't like... Here, okay. As these drivers are actually not competing for position, as they're not in the same class, that is going to be overall position, but they're not, it's not going to change their overall finishes. Then we have Gary Slater right behind the big slide. Let me look up ahead of the field, as Marcus, I think, is still stuck in the GTR sandwich. Jack broadcast is better than not. Fuck you, Stonka. Anyways, Mercedes, I doesn't seem like they're able to find any space. Oh! Wait a second, I saw Charles Byrne there going for a slide, which now means that Mercedes might try and send it here on the bus stop. Ooh, 2 wheels on the grass, good defensive for Charles Byrne. Yes, that was actually kinda scary, but not high. A bit better than nothing. Let me go back to the second house. Stuff happening. Weak guts and stuff. As how do I change cameras? Oh, this is better. Much better camera, as now we can see that still Assetto is quite close. The car ahead. However, it's not going to be
now open.
only one close to the car ahead, as is right behind. Wait a second. Assetto in the other GTR, being very close as well, and if I were in Mercedes, I would be a little bit nervous, as a GTR sandwich. I mean, would you want a GTR sandwich? Sure, I said I would not. Anyways, that's happening. Oh, that sounds like actually, well, there is some stuff happening as what is mind okay. Oh god, I think that my ears control died. give me a second. I need to... Okay, what do you mean not connected? Okay, it is not connected. Apologies. Okay, it is not connected. I can now see on my race control. Apologies for the massive change. I'm just trying to figure out stuff on the fly. As the only battle happening right here on the factor. Oh wait! I can. Okay, it was. Well, I discovered sound. If you're going to see that once you wake up, I apologize because the issue is that my race control. Now everything is visible. Okay. Well, let's go back to this battle right here with this trash. Oh my god, that has been a very chunky beginning of. I genuinely apologize. That was not meant to happen, but it happened as they've been able to gain the position on Mercedes. However, I would expect the Hungarian actually not set. They is good. Watch out because Mercedes is going to have first ticket for this overtake. Assetto really shows just turn out of the way and gets the position. They say he also says, well, thank you very much, and puts their car between Charles Byrne and Albert George. No means. Yeah, there we go. No means that Mercedes, they say he has two cars between them and P2 cars that being friends. Looks like middle group here is going to give us the biggest spectacle as I'm saying, oh, my tires were overheating and crazy. Yeah, I'm not surprised as I've been racing these positions once. They are actually kinda crazy also. Andre Batek has actually third their pit stop already, as Barry Bergen did as well, and also Jan Brownie did. So we have a massive undercut from one of the potential race leaders. Going to be very interesting how that will translate for the rest of the race, as Barry Bergen Batek might actually end up with very worn out tires at the end. Also, we now have Albert George right behind Charles Byrne, the Orion Sabrina driver, facing the Orion boss, if I recall correctly. In a Japanese battle, Honda versus Titan, that is not super cheating, guys. That was not expected for me. Also, speaking of battle, Isaac Cambras already in the pits. Wow, a lot of drivers are pitting right here. As Marcel Zux, hold up, he's going to try around Sasha Dekov on the outside. Is the Hungarian going to stick it? Does look like it, but they say he's also right behind, ready to pounce at any given opportunity. And right behind, Albert George is also trying everything they can to potentially get the position. Watch out, Charles Byrne using the extra power of the GTR to potentially smoke Zaid Sadie on the straight as they are able to complete the move. It's slightly there, but it is working. It has worked as now drivers are actually, I want to say starting in a pace because the battles are still open, but I think they're going to catch their breath a little bit and to figure out what's going to happen next, their strategy, how to react to the undercuts as they say. I don't think they say is catching their breath. I feel like they say is hell-bent on trying to overtake Charles Byrne. As probably they like they have a little bit more pace than Byrne and could potentially gain the position. Not too sure if that is going to be the thing. As Charles Byrne easily put us for a very good reason. And so we will have to see. We have to see. It will happen next. Oh, Marcus looks a little bit slider. However, I would expect this center field to actually gift us a threat in a bottom. I'm guessing that these drivers are going to show us what it means to have a fun wet race around Watkins Glen, as they say they actually went it right there on the curb. Being a little bit slidey and losing a little bit car as they are now heading uphill towards the S's and towards must stop. Assetto actually putting up the brown yellow flag as they went into the wall, looks like. What happened here? Okay. Okay, there we go. They went a little bit wide, grass, bump, and ACC suspensions in the rest. That is unfortunate as the M Brownie actually spun. However, I have to say, very good to rejoin. Very clean rejoin from Lamborghini driver. However, that also means that the race is, I want to say, pretty much over, but it could be in a better place right now. Anyways, let's go back to this center group battle, because these guys, I don't think they're going to sit down anytime soon. These guys are actually going to shoot out more and more the multi-time passes as Charles Byrne tries to go for a dive. Face it, as they say, he gets close and close, but not quite enough to be able to overtake yet. That was not quite enough, actually. It does feel like it's slightly improving. I'm actually not too sure, but it would be interesting to hear. It does say that they're still greasy. Sorry. It does say that they're still greasy. But still, I would not be surprised if they were improving enough for people to actually consider switching tires to slick anytime relatively soon, as I think I spotted Charles Byrne and Albert George going very wide there. That is not the line you want to take, guys. It is extremely wide. Also, very quietly, Gary Slater caught up to it. And we might have a battle for in AM. So watch out, because they say he is actually very close to Charles Byrne. As the gap they now have to Albert George probably meant that they could just focus their counter on what they had in front of them rather than auto the fountain in the One other thing to notice is that Dieringer on the right there is getting a little bit closer to Rams, but it doesn't look like he's quite enough to get the overall position. Going back here to this big battle, they say he's still chasing Charles Byrne, but it looks like the Honda AM driver does not fake the big GTR driver. Maybe they're trying to cooperate to complete it. Oh god, I've been talking for a while. And potentially not lose time, however, they are losing a little bit of time to Albert George, which after the mistake earlier is now 4 tenths behind. And it looks like they might strike soon. Speaking of striking soon, the Dieringer, which I earlier said, I'm not too sure if he's close enough to actually strike Revs ahead. But I got 2 wrong, as Dieringer is actually 2 tenths behind. Might be able to take this, maybe send it to P1. Oh, watch out! Charles Byrne! Sent it around. What happened to the GTR driver? Please. Hey. Okay, let's see. Goes into turn 1. What happened here? I'm guessing. Oh yeah, that's the curb, and that's into fall. It's going to be damage to GTR as well. The race is not compromised for Byrne. As now the closest battles on track are going to be the in-house Honda battle, Albert George and Zay Sally Dieringer, which is still chasing Bremse, but actually not quite close enough to be able to overtake an assault. And right here, you saw that Gary Slater right behind T. Smith, trying to go for a pass, but I'm not too sure when that's going to happen. Watch out, because T. Smith is now going very defensive, and Gary Slater might try around the outside. Are they going to be able to stake it? Maybe. As Gary Slater will need to actually finish the overtake, and yes, that is the overtake. Good position gain from Gary Slater, as Assetto is now also in a fight with Marcel Zux side by side. Both drivers are fighting for virtual P3. Assetto going to be able to use the vastly superior power of the GTR to get ahead of the Mercedes. However, the Mercedes might try to drive a little bit around the inside. Doesn't seem like it's going to be quite close enough to finish the move. So these two drivers are expected to fight for quite a long time. But because Dieringer is also closing in, Dieringer might try and overtake there as pardon, as Bremse actually made a mistake there on corner exit. Dieringer might actually try and take this slipstream and send it here at the bus stop. I think Dieringer is trying to go side by side right here. Who's going to be later on the brakes? In that Bremse was able to be the gutsier of the two, as now the fighter driver has to do everything back from scratch, as the gap is now increasing to 6 tenths. Going back to his battle here, Marcel Zux will right on the tail of Sasha Dekov, which has been able to put the GTR temporarily in P3, which is pretty impressive. I have to say, that is quite impressive. Good job, Mr. Dekov. However, putting the car into position, keeping that position is going to be a bit more difficult, as watch out, because Dieringer and Bremse are now side by side. The writer driver might have found the spot and the time and the place and everything to be able to send it on the BMW driver, but it looks like Bremse is not going to sit idle and just let Dieringer by. Looks like there goes side by side, and there is contact. There is contact between Dieringer and Bremse. Looks like there was some net code. Gary Slater. Ultra Instinct Gary Slater. Wow. I mean, let's look at that, because it's scary. What was that? It's scary. But now seeing Yonko from Gary Slater. Maxing the boot. I'm going to put it into this view because I want to see how scary that actually was. Because not going to lie, here in the commentary booth I clenched. Oh. Nice save from Gary Slater. But that means that they lost the position on T-Smith. The stewards will probably take a very good look at what happened there. As now as they say right on the tail of Marcel Zux. That is actually kinda silly. We have an AM driver battling pro drivers on pace. Pace is really showing that they belong in a class above AM. That is just impressive. Wow. Absolutely impressive. I've never seen such a perfect an AM driver. As now they are still in a battle as Marcel Zux, I think, is heading into the pit lane. Marcel Zux is diving into the pit lane for their mandatory pit stop. The Hungarian driver is trying to, I wouldn't say undercut defeat, because Isaac Camras and Ondrej Batek have already undercut defeat, but that is a very interesting strategy. It's going to be a very interesting strategy, and we will see whether that will pay off for the Hungarian driver. Speaking of Hungarians, Albert George still chasing Zaid Sadie for the in-house Honda battle. I'm not sure how much these two are going to compete. Yes, they are both part of the Oreo team. Oh, Sashodekov! Sashodekov is spinning! Oh, what happened here? I'm guessing that was ACC curves being ACC curves. Sashodekov is sideways. That is not the way you want to face. As oh, that's the grass. They just touched the grass and that missed your span. On the Bulgarian driver to actually stay on the brakes and not cause any major problems, but oh, that is unfortunate. Both of the Oreo racing drivers, both on GTRs, that is unfortunate. Anyways, going back to this battle, Albert George is still. However, there are also these two. These two are also still in active battle as T-Speed goes a little bit wide. Gary Slater might actually try and use that to their advantage. They're side by side. They're still side by side. Let's see what they do here. In this corner, Gary Slater gets the position in the booth. Gary Slater is able to regain the position in class and place the Aston Martin second in class. That is amazing. Great performance from Gary Slater, however, that doesn't take into account the mistake that Barry Bergen and Brown did earlier. Is you need to be careful and consider your strategy as well, and not just your on-track position, because otherwise there is going to be a problem. As I spotted Diringer going into the pit lane. The writer is pitting, I repeat, the writer is. Also watch out because they say he has lost the position. Not very sure. Let's see the replay of the overtake. Incorporate. Oh, they going defensive. Probably a bad exit from there as Albert George is now able to close the Eddie bus stop. Very nice. As now we are back with live feed. Oh, wait a second! Gary Slater has lost the position on this speed. These two drivers are still fighting. Okay, very nice. However, be careful, please. There is a press right behind. Gary Slater around your side. Gary Slater, what have you done around your side? That was impressive. Wow! Gary Slater really that they do be good. Hello Ravioli. You were missing. You have missed the jank that happened at the beginning of the stream because I am not used to broadcast ACC and I still have no idea how I was able to solve the jank, but here we are. We were able to solve it, and also this is now a three-way battle as you were able to see Brems right behind this train of two cars, being like, hey. I want to be in this fight. Don't forget about me. Italy, that reminds me of that was Scarlet and Vodka. Every time they do something, there is Aston Martin right behind them, being like, I and staring into those. Anyways, on Musme's side, these two drivers are now spacing out a little bit. Actually, one getting the most frames. Are kind of spacing each other apart. Gap being 1 second between Bremster's speed and the gap being 1.5 seconds which ends later. It looks like it heated up. Sorry. Looks like it heated up for a moment, but right now it's not. It's kind of cooled down very suddenly. So very interesting to see that from our. I just want to take a little bit of a breather and relax a little bit. That is it. It's very interesting as much has happened. going to happen on top for the time being. However, we are almost halfway to the race, as what will the pit stops gift us? I would expect a lot of cars being reshuffled, as we've already seen a bunch of the drivers already picked. Andrei Patek being one of the first undercutters, followed very close behind by Isaac Andras, so it doesn't look important. However, Mercedes has also already picked, and as a reminder, Mercedes was in fight between George and Sadie, so it's going to be interesting to see where the Hungarian will end up after the strategies will unravel. Of course, we also have Barry Bergen, which has also picked and Dieringer. So when we see how the unraveling of the strategies will happen and what will the consequences of that be. Anyways, I will say, go ahead and see what our leader, as they actually lead by a very comfortable margin, 15 seconds and a half. And actually, I'm going to do something very interesting and give you a lap on board with Jan Curran. But never mind, I'm not going to do that. Because I spotted an Andrei Patek really sounding the charge and getting in position on some AM drivers. However, that might be traffic that Patek is going to experience, which might make them lose a lot of time. And losing a lot of time, if you want to still have the position on taking position, my bad, on Jan Curran. Traffic might be the worst of your nightmares, as I've seen Brams already diving into the pits for their mandatory pit stop. There they are. Brams is now going into the pits as Andrei Patek is trying to get rid of slow traffic that being teammate for them being, but it doesn't look like they're close enough to do up. So Andrei Patek undercut, I would say, is showing his advantage. Those being traffic, cars and slow cars, Andrei Patek is going to lose a lot of time right now. The strategies will unravel and this would be a branch between Andrei Patek's strategy. Speaking of branches, these two drivers are still at it. It looks like George was able to gain a position, but wasn't quite able to actually play as the AM driver is still there. Pace-wise, actually, Zayd is the faster of the two. It is incredible that the AM driver is actually faster as Zayd is now diving into the pits. Zayd is now going to further pit stop. Interesting for strategies unravel, and Zayd, I would expect them to remain P1 in classes. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if just able to win it easily. As we've passed the halfway mark of the race, 30 minutes have passed, there will be 30 minutes to go, as now Andrei Patek is going to... Very soon. His meat has just burned... Okay. I saw yellow flag. It was just them pitting. Okay. Considering their broken GTR and how it crashed it earlier, I was scared for a little moment, but we're good. We're good, okay? Gary Slater. I saw a lot of changes happening there. It was just them overtaking the cars that were pitting. on them for actually not doing mistakes. It looks like they have a pretty solid performance. No mistakes, it's just anonymous race, but nice. An anonymous race is the best race because nothing bad happens. As now Andre Patek is trying to get in position on Gary's later, and looks like his Slovak driver is going to here. No, Gary's later, I think that accidentally defended the wrong side. I don't think they meant to actually defend the wrong side, but they did. Here we are. Albert George also going into the pizza. Behind the other Hungarian driver going to the top, and let's see where they out. As also Isaac Campras has caught up with the field of slower cars in AM field. First of them being T-Smith. An all German battle between the Marinender and the other American driver. I don't know where you're from. I know that Isaac is from Maryland. I don't know about you. I couldn't say anything about state actually. Oh well. As we've now been able to see, Isaac Campras has been able to dispatch T-Smith with haste, as now Smith is diving into the pizza. He's diving in. Let's see, Robert George is still using the car. That means that Isaac Campras has been able to pass. Very good job on the Mercedes driver. Now able car virtually into P2. Now we have yet to see all the other drivers. Maybe there is better. Now what they say, the number of George has their pit stop, and we are back to square one. Nothing has changed really. The only thing that has changed is that George is now on corner tires. However, Marcel Zux with the undercut has been able to jump his fellow Hungarian driver, which is on Honda. I mean, ooh, that was a slider from Marcel's outside. Yeah, they did get the jump. Now let's see if they retain it, as Daniel Castellana also dove into the pits. The German driver on Ferrari is now pitting. Sasha Dekov, I think, is also pitting. Yes, Sasha Dekov is also pits. Maybe interesting to see how the traveling of these strategies will look like on the track. As surprisingly, the driver still not pitting is the race leader, Liam Curran. I would expect them to pit relatively soon, because everyone is showing their hand right now, and you gotta show yours as well. You cannot afford to pit any longer, as that might be also. Sorry, I was about to say that. As that might be cause for tragedy. So if I were you, Liam, I wouldn't say I would pit right now, but keep that in mind, as Liam Curran is still going strong. They are overcutting heavily. Wow. Liam Curran being with the complete basis of a strategy compared to what we've seen on the other drivers, as Gary Slater has also right now. And now Sasha Dekov a free pit stop, as they are in P8 overall behind, and they lost a lot of time. They did spin, so that's where they lost the time, but it doesn't look like they regained anything. That is unfortunate. Very unfortunate for our Oreo cars, as now Dekov is actually standing it. As probably the most may regain as much ground as possible. 20 seconds. Not going to reach 20 seconds. Speaking of catching up, these two are still going at it. They stay still very close to George, while they being super behind us. Actually impressive. The Hungarian on Mercedes actually got a great strategy. And we'll see if it will pay dividends in the end. As at the end of the race here, and we might potentially put them beating live. Doesn't look like they are going to. Jan Curran is still going stronger. No, ooh. Okay, never mind. Jan Curran, the only driver that is complete without taking it. I would have to see if that is against the rules, especially for Watkins Glen, because all the other drivers have signaled that they were going to pit by going by not crossing white line. Looks like Jan Curran is the only one that didn't do that. If this like that or not. As now we have Dario Brems that has reached Gary Slater. They are now fighting for P3 in class. Murray Berger really a great strategy, being able to match P2. I wouldn't say without trouble, but with some kind of ease, as watch out because Gary Slater didn't get a good exit from T1. They're going side by side, uphill on the S's, as Dario Brems has been able to gain the position on Gary Slater. The Belgian has returned. So let's see how the situation will go on. I have to say good job on Dario Brems for actually gaining the spot. Now we really need to go back to this. The gap is like half a second, and like not much is really changing. Like I don't mean by the way, if any one of them is listening, but like it's that kind of battle that nothing is on. It is constantly being up, but apology. Like I don't mean that in a derogatory way or anything. Just weird. Anyways, let's go back and comment on what is happening right here. Actually, not much because these two battles that were constantly up, one between Gary Slater and Dario Brems, between Zayseli and Andre George, are killing a little bit. However, nothing else is hitting up. Marcel has lost, I think, a second. Just this lap on Andre George. The Hungarian battle is reheating as Albert George now sounding the charge in the Honda NSX to try and fight his fellow Hungarian on the Mercedes. That is, I don't think the Mercedes is liking it generally feels like that Mercedes looks struggling from paper. Oh, that is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. We will see what the result of that will be, but Mercedes doesn't move that good for me, I'm sorry. We shall see what is going to happen. But now the gap is too tense. Albert George can really try an assault very soon. Especially if he gets a good exit from there. Sux was actually able to get a better exit though. As now the battle up yet again. Production of the other Hungarian. Interesting to hear. As they are now getting to the bus stop, high on the brakes. First curb, second curb, and now the third one. The really see that Albert George is able to close quite a big amount of gap here, just by riding. Yeah, to me, it seems like Massa is really struggling for grip right here. I think that the tires might start to wear out, and tire wear is detrimental here in wet. Especially as the track conditions are still greasy. Track conditions are still very greasy. Grip is going to be a luxury here as Albert George shows his nose into inside of Marcezux. Doesn't look like going to be able to finish the overtake as Zux is able to retain the position, but that might invite some city right behind. And this could be a three-way battle for P5 overall. I think a place for Stady to actually show that they are forced to be reckoned. We shall see how it will evolve, but oh boy, this seems like it's going to be very spicy, like some kimchi. Yeah, apologies for like the analogy, but like I've eaten kimchi the first time recently in Germany Expo, and it got hands. It got a lot of hands. Same hands that right now Master Zux is going in defending from Albert George's assault. As they are now heading in a stop also. Well, okay, going to mention them briefly. Gary Slater is still right behind Dario Banks. I don't want to action there on the, but these two are still fighting hard. It will be something to go eye on if we can as well. Behind. There he goes behind. Ooh, that's the grass. That's the grass on the exit. That could have been so much worse. Greasy grass. Greasy wet grass. That could have been awful for Albert George. Doesn't seem able to actually find a stable spot to overtake soon. Going there with a bit under the apex. Mercedes as Albert George is actually of time. I think there was a little bit of an edge on the stadium. As the drivers are now going to finish lap 20 and going in lap 23. So, as the 15 minutes left to recap, we have Liam Curran, the current leader of the race, a 20-second gap, so by Andre Patek, right, let's say right behind, but behind position by his follow. Oh, that is Daniel Castellana, being closer than I originally thought. Oh, very nice. And we have Isaac Campos in before the other Mercedes. During the pretty good place, then we have this battle right here. Masters looks followed so closely. Albert George, as I said, they're going to come in hot in the bus stop. Albert George might try and get the better exit and potentially try Sux, but it doesn't seem to be the case as Albert George has to settle down behind fellow Hungarian. Oh man. Oh man, these two are really, that's a great battle. That is an absolutely amazing battle right here. As watch out, because Gary Slater has been able to overtake Dario Brems. We are going to get an instant replay on that overtake. As instant as it can be. Oh, Brems loses the car a little bit. Oh, that is contact. Oh, there is damage on that BMW. It's unfortunate. Gary Slater says thank you and yes, good job on the Briton. Very, very good. As watch out because then Castellan has got a Patek. Looks like the massive undercut is not paying off. Andre Patek struggling with grip right now. Marcia Zux struggling with grip. I think that Isaac Campos stood and did a little bit of an undercut, but it doesn't seem like a massive undercut. Also, need to go here because Albert George is... Oh my god. That is going to be feisty. That is going to be extremely feisty as they are no side by side. Going uphill. Albert George seems to be able to gain the position. They're still side by side though. Moza loses a little bit of the rear. The rear stepped out as Albert George is now able to get P5 in class and also overall. However, watch out because Marcel Zux has to defend also from T-City. They're going side by side. Oh, there was contact, I think. There was contact. I see yellow flag for T-City. I want to see the replay first. But that might be potentially disaster for Zaycedi. As we were seeing here, Marcel Zux losing the position on Albert George. Now going defensive here for the bus stop. What did Zaycedi do? Oh, Zaycedi actually touched the curb and went straight into the barriers. So that is a very damaged NSX. Well, that's a bit of an anticlimactic way for this battle to end, but it is what it is, I guess. As now we're seeing Daniel Castellana still chasing Andrei Batek. Batek really trying everything to stay ahead of Castellana, but I generally think that Ferrari just has way more grip than the Lexus on way newer tires. I'm not too sure how much Batek is going to be able to defend on that Ferrari with. The tires are going to be the deciding factor. Such a massive undercut from Batek does not need to pay off at all. Going very defensive, or I think almost touching the wall. Or actually touching the wall. Castellana goes a little bit, but doesn't try the end here. You can literally see Francis speed going to the bus stop as Daniel Castellana is really saying, I want that P2, give it to me. It's going to be interesting to see what on Fanatec want to do to defend that position. And I mean, you really got to put every bunny every rabbit out of the top hat in order to defend there. Because I think that Castellana is nice. Watch out, Albert George, yellow flag! Yellow flag for Albert George! That is disastrous for the Hungarian on the NSX. So let's see what happened. Okay. Going into the boot. Oh, just losing the rear a little bit. And yeah, oh, and then the snap. It's unfortunate for Albert George as they are now losing position on passes. Watch out because it's still very close behind. That is the fight to follow. Keep our attention on. And also, as a reminder, there is a camera right behind there, 4 seconds behind. However, if a contact were to happen, he will be more than ready to pounce and get any advantage he could possibly ever get. Actually, let's see Daniel Castellana chasing versus much better. I forgot the jump board actually out. I apologize, chat. He's still there, but does his final spot finalize the overtake? I think there was a DNF because there are 15 cars on the I just cannot spy. Okay. Later. 4 minutes. Oh, okay. I mean, there was a silent DNF. I don't know who that was, but there was a silent DNF. Okay, we now see that Daniel Castellana. Oh, better exit, much better exit for Daniel Castellana here. But Andrei Batek defends well the inside. Daniel Castellana might be able to try and switch back. There was a little bit of a loft up there. As Andrei Batek is really playing everything they know to be. Daniel Castellana, that is a relentless assault. Andrei Batek is probably extreme. I would have. Whoa! Oh, Andrei Batek spinning! That is, let's watch the replay from another point of view actually. I think, yeah, that was contact with Daniel Castellana and Fanatec. That was contact for P2. Oh my god, Daniel Castellana accidentally punting Andre Fanatec back in forward. And Barry Bergen also going for a little bit of a spin. I think that was a deep on the uphill corner. So let's see what happened here. Henry Bergen. Bergen. Henry Bergen. Oh, just coming in a little bit too hot and then lost it. Very unfortunate for Henry Bergen, which now has a very racy rider right behind them. I wouldn't want to be Henry Bergen's five. However, it looks like Castellana might have picked damage. Isaac Cabras has picked up and keeps on closing it. 3 seconds by still harboring 30.5 and 3 seconds. That's going to be very interesting to what Isaac Cabras. However, now let's go back to the hot topic. On the menu right now, Dieringer still chasing Marin Bergen. It doesn't like Michael Dieringer, the American rider, wants to let the Dutch driver get away anytime soon. It's going to be... they're not going to fight for class position. But I would argue that there is the pride of Dieringer to actually not finish behind 2 AM drivers. I mean, there is a Sadie ahead, they're not catching them. But still, Dieringer will have to actually try and fight for honor, I guess. Have to fight for honor in order to finish at least ahead of how many AM drivers we have? At least 5 AM drivers, if not all of them, at least 5. Obviously. Not really. Literally just the 2 of them being the closest. The next closest gap, I think, other Assetto being seconds. We have kids behind Dario Brems. Seconds as well. Isaac Cabras is almost 4 seconds behind the next finals. However, Dieringer still chasing down Barry Bergen. That is going to It's going to be what is if that's at the end of this race. I'm not too sure what to expect, especially because they're not fighting for us. That is very good.
Window is closing now.
And now the pit window is closed, no driver has missed a pit stop, so it is them. However, that means that there are only 5 minutes left in the race, as I spotted the young current shaped car waiting out. That sounds a little bit. I wouldn't want to hang over Bergen. Having to deal with a bottle while getting up, though, not the comfiest of places, I have to say. Let's see if Dieringer is going to close it before the lapping is going to happen. Especially because, well, we only have 4 minutes and 12 seconds left. don't really have the luxury of time anymore on your side. You need to make a move back to pick the fight absolutely now. So chat, anyone wondering when Diringer is going to try the move? Oh, wait a second, maybe right now, as they're going to go side by side, Berger didn't really have a good exit, as Diringer is able to finish the overtake, going into the braking zone for the bus stop. Commenting on skills match. Oh man, that is actually interesting. Okay. Diringer has been able to get the position of Barry Bergen, and so they're now ahead of quite a lot of AIM drivers. Not all of them, as this city is quite ahead, but watch out because Albert George has also closed the gap to Marcel Zut. Now it is half a second. Zut must have done a mistake that we need to see, but the previous start times 151.055 for Marcel Zut and 149.470 for Albert George. A mistake must have happened, and also Albert George must have decided to start flying because I would not have any other quite that as been able. George has been closed down so much, as we also saw the same position F4. It's not for class, so it doesn't matter. However, watch out because George. I think I know what happened. I think the Stuck's tires are genuinely giving up. And George, despite the mistake earlier, is able to capitalize on that purely on tire wear. Albert George has been closing up and overtake despite losing time earlier. So, impressive performance from George. Watch out because that is on Fanatec. 5 seconds ahead. But with very warm tires, anything could potentially happen. As Andre Batek might maybe lose time, spin, go wide, touch the grass a little bit, and those warm tires is going to be, let's say, easy to do, but really close for comfort, as I guess spot being a little bit funky. Okay, well, time to lock in, guys, because a lot of stuff is happening. Park has noticed using the bremse. Up ever so slightly. It doesn't like the American is able to capitalize on whatever happened to Belgium, however. What is going to be able to do, as there isn't really much time left, only 40 seconds on the clock plus the time that the leader is going to take to finish. There isn't really a lot of time left for them, as Isaac Campos lapping them might actually...
Alright man, the leader is on the final lap.
Yeah, leader is now on the final lap. Isaac Campos lapping them might actually be this spark that shakes. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, Isaac Campos might shake the status quo. The very close status quo, as Brans has actually lost a lot of time by getting overtaken by Isaac Campos. Now his meat is ready to bounce, half a second, closing in very quickly. Now going to be able to take this slipstream. 4 tenths right now. It is genuinely very close to Dario Brams and might actually try something funny right here, right now. It's going to be the only occasion that T-Smith will have, because the race is final lap, as Ian Curran, our race leader, now 30 seconds away from finishing the race. Oh, going wide here for T-Smith and losing a lot of time. Oh, T-Smith. I wouldn't say that bit, but oh no, this is unfortunate. However, I'm going to put our cameras back to Liam Curran, which actually I would say did had a very dominating performance. Pole position, always stayed first, fastest lap of the race, and Liam Curran is your winner of the Tracc GT GT race of the Glen. Great job from Liam Curran as wow, that is impressive. Yes. Ooh, there is Foster's contact. Let's watch out, Charles Byrne has not finished the race yet. Charles Byrne has not finished the race yet. I mean, that might be I mean, that will be a client issue, but let's say that Charles Byrne has not finished the race yet. And Castellana has been able to finish in P2 as well, followed by Isaac Cameras. Great job for the Maryland leading there in P3. His mate has not been able to do anything on their brands and finishes right behind them. Fanatec, P4, followed by Albert George, Assetto, and way behind Sasha Dekov. When it comes to the AMs, we have ZCD. He's going to finish in P1 as Barry Bergen and Gary Slater have already finished in effectively in P2 and P3. Yeah, but look, it does tell me that Charles Byrne is right now P12 and has yet to finish the race. So, that might be a little bit early. Anyways, we have Sasha Dekov finishing the race right now. We are in P7 overall, and now they say winning the race in AM and also the race championship for AM and the Byrne. We have yet to finish the race. I think they realize that right now. And yeah. Well, we now have a GTR that has yet to finish the race. Let us see. But hey, they had a lot of fun, so them as well. That was pretty much it for the race, right? Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, no. One and then. Okay, this ACC is not cooperating. Okay, I guess I will have to this. I wanted to do an auto with sticker, but apparently, I guess it's not cooperating. We're going to see Charles Byrne finish their lap, as that was actually quite a great race. I did enjoy it very well, and time has run out. Oh, has Thomas lost the oh well, anyways, the race is now over, and there we go. Well then, song. Well then, this has been the last race of the DJT Championship for season 5-3. Yeah, 25-3. I do appreciate you, everyone. We appreciate everyone. Thank you, Flicky. Thank you, David. Thank you, Skip. Thank you, Cycle. And thank you, Ravioli, all of you. This was the last video of the I will see you tomorrow.